Like many of the great Victorian plant hunters before him, John Anderson's passion for the unusual in the plant world has taken him across 3 continents in search of the rare and the exotic. But his current prey is proving somewhat difficult to locate in the dense tropical forest that covers much of this tiny island. Sometimes the plant kingdom is loath to give up its arboreal secrets, and it looks as if today's tree hunt could end in frustration.
Wow, just look at this. I found it. I've been strolling around for ages in and out of the vegetation, and I've eventually come across a real champion specimen of this tree fern. This is Cyathea delbata, and what a specimen. Look at those fronds. They're enormous. They must be something like 25 feet across. Wow. Look at the width of those fronds. And when we get a little bit of a look later on, we'll be able to twist them over and be able to show off why this is really a very special tree fern. Cyathea delbata. What a specimen. Look at the way the roots have begun to grow down along it, trying to capture all the moisture that's in the air around here. And if you go down to this almost bulbous root on it, again where the roots will be anchoring into the ground, trying to soak up all that lovely nutrients that's available. This is something special. This is a sacred moment to find a huge tree fern. I'm at home. I'm in heaven. Oh, and by the way, it's in Ireland.
The arrival and planting of the tree ferns on this windswept island off the coast of County Kerry can be credited to Dr. Samuel Thomas Hurd. Hurd acquired Rossdohan in 1870, and his passion for the Antipodean led him to bring eucalyptus, tea trees, the tree ferns, and an Australian wife across the seas to his new home. The task of cultivating here was not an easy one. As early photographs show, the island had been deforested of its native oak to fuel the furnaces of the burgeoning copper industry.
The first time I came into Rossdohan, I was absolutely dumbfounded when I saw this amazing vegetation of tree ferns. I just fell in love with the place immediately. The atmosphere they created, the sense of jungle, the sense that you were in some sort of a paradise lost. I just felt I was in the middle of rain jungle. And at any moment somebody would come out of the jungle with maybe a blowpipe or a blow dart, or maybe a tiger would race across the path and disappear into the vegetation again. I just got the most wonderful feeling when I came in here.
I think there is this sort of primeval appearance, because you're walking around with, you know, large tree ferns, and occasionally you come across a giant one, and you almost feel careful when you walk around that you might hear the thuds of a dinosaur or something like that. And I think if dinosaurs were ever to make a reappearance on the planet, I'm no doubt that they'd make their way for the tree ferns.
I think tree ferns are very happy immigrants in Ireland. Thankfully so, because we all love them. Anyone who gardens in Ireland absolutely loves tree ferns. And they have settled in very comfortably.
The silvered underside of the Cyathea delbata and its delicate leaf structure make it unique amongst tree ferns. Plants like this one have existed in their native New Zealand landscape for 70 million years. In more recent times, they have been the subject of Maori folklore and history. The silverback tree fern, or punga, as it's known in New Zealand, was reputedly used as a nocturnal signpost. Laid on the ground, its metallic fronds would reflect the moonlight and guide the native Maoris through the dark tropical forests.
To grow Cyathea delbata is something incredibly difficult and special, and Rossdohan does it extremely well. I mean, Cyathea outdoors in this climate is quite astonishing. It's incredible, really. It's as Rare as lifting the lid off the palm house in Kew and letting them survive outdoors. It's that incredible.
The scale of this tree fern and its location in the garden mean it is almost certainly one of the original imports from New Zealand. But the exact arrival date of the plants in Ireland remains unclear. It's questionable whether the prolific growth of this tree fern was a result of Heard's luck or his judgment. But Rossdohan is located right in the Atlantic Gulf Stream, which brings with it the temperate microclimate in which the tree fern has flourished.
I'm delighted to be able to see these lovely new, if you like, fronds begin to unfurl. The crosiers, and this is very similar to that of an octopus putting out one of its tentacles. And they're actually competing now for light. And over the next coming weeks, they're going to open up even further and spread out. And they'll be like these giant fronds on either side. And then they'll get this lovely silvering underneath the fronds.
The silver tree fern's Cretaceous lineage makes it a very primitive species indeed. But can this magnificent specimen truly be regarded as a tree?
Definitely it's a fern that takes on a tree-like structure in that it produces this very large rhizomatous trunk.
But when you look at it closely, the botanist will tell you that it's actually a mass of roots which continuously grow and feed off the older roots. But it belongs to a very special class of ferns, which we commonly describe as tree ferns. That is, ferns that are capable of producing this trunk-like structure to survive.
But yes, it is a fern and not a tree.
There is a phrase, you know, the spirit of the place, and this most definitely has a wonderful spirit. And the tree ferns are the essential ingredient that makes this garden absolutely superb.
I think they're quite unique, and there's nowhere else I have seen them. And I've travelled quite a bit, and this is really a special little oasis, if you like, right on the southern tip of Ireland. And I hope to keep coming back and back and back to see them.
Stay with us for an amazing film about the Leeds Piano Competition in 1966, and it's not been seen on television since then. That's next.